Days of Our Lives Explosive Week. April 13 to 17, complete YouTube script. 1, Stephanie and Alex, the Kyriakis implosion. All right. We're kicking off with the Kyriakis-Johnson situation. And let me tell you, the tension in this house is absolutely suffocating. We see Stephanie absolutely storming out of that penthouse. Right. And Alex, this man is gutted. Like, the way he slams that door behind her, that's not anger, that's desperation. That's a guy who just watched his world crumble in real time. The look on his face is absolutely devastating. And I genuinely felt something watching that. But then, and this is where it gets spicy, we cut to the town square, and Stephanie's having this soft, intimate little moment with Jeremy Horton. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait. After everything they went through with Owen Kent, that whole nightmare scenario where Ari was in danger, yeah. This is definitely giving healing era energy. This is two people who survived something traumatic and are finally breathing again. Here's where I'm going to get real with you all, because we need to have this conversation. I've been Team Stephanie since literally day one. This woman is strong. She's intelligent. She spent years, and I mean years, cleaning up Kyriakis family messes. The lies, the corporate sabotage, the emotional manipulation. She's seen it all, and she's tired. Now, don't get me wrong, Alex has grown. I'll give him that credit. The man has genuinely tried to be better, but let's be honest for a second, that Kyriakis DNA, it's still there, lurking under the surface. You remember where this family was 6 years ago? The brothers were literally at each other's throats over Titan Industries. It was a bloodbath. And here's my theory. History doesn't repeat randomly. It rhymes, it echoes, and I genuinely believe we're seeing the setup for something similar to blow up again. What Stephanie's doing right now, that's the healthiest decision she's made in ages. She's choosing her peace over familiar chaos. Jeremy feels like actual fresh air, a real Horton with genuine heart, not someone carrying decades of family baggage. But here's the thing that's got me anxious. Owen Kent is not gone. That creep is still out there. And this cozy moment between Stephanie and Jeremy, it feels like set up. The soap gods don't let people be happy just for happiness' sake. Something's coming. And when it does, we're going to see if Stephanie really has moved on or if she runs back to the familiar destruction of the Kyriakis orbit. My money's on her staying strong. But I've been wrong before. To Xander and Sarah, the slow burn tragedy, okay? Shifting gears. And honestly, this one's hitting me right in the feelings. Xander Kyriakis is literally spying on Sarah while she's bonding with Brady Black. And the pain in this man's eyes is absolutely real. You can see it. This isn't just some random jealousy. This is a man watching the love of his life slip further and further away from him. And he feels completely powerless to stop it. Look, if you've been watching this show for any substantial amount of time, you know that Xander and Sarah's story is one of the greatest slow burn romances in Days of Our Lives history. I'm talking 10 years, a decade, breakups, secret babies, amnesia storylines. Remember that absolute insanity with Kristen's baby switching scheme. The man has clawed his way from being a literal villain to becoming this complex anti-hero that we all root for. Sarah's always been his anchor, his reason to actually try to be better. And then there's Brady Black. Right, let's talk about Brady for a second, because I need to be honest. Brady is the king of self-sabotage and rebound relationships. The man doesn't know how to be alone. So he just bounces from woman to woman. Yeah. He and Sarah had that thing a few years back. It was cute. It was fun, but it was never endgame. It was always going to be temporary. Sarah deserves better than being someone's healing project. This spying scene we're about to see, I genuinely believe this is Xander's rock bottom moment. This is the moment where he realizes he's lost her and he has to make a choice, either accept it and move on, or do something completely impulsive that's going to blow everything up. And knowing Xander, the man is going to fight. He's either going to confront Brady, or he's going to attempt one final grand gesture, maybe confessing something huge, or proving he's changed in some dramatic way. Here's my prediction. We're getting Xander Redemption Arc 2. Ling, and it's going to be epic. The man's going to go all in. But if Sarah actually chooses Brady over this multi-year journey with Xander, honestly, I'm rioting. I'm going in the comments and I'm making my voice heard, because that would be a narrative disservice to both characters. 3, Ariana and Liam, the tortured bad boy trap. Moving to the Horton corner, and we've got sweet Ariana chasing after Liam Salejko, trying to figure out why he's suddenly ghosting her. And you know what he keeps telling her? That classic soap opera line, I'm no good for you. And Ari, she's not buying it for a second. This is a tale as old as soap operas themselves, the tortured bad boy pushing the good girl away because he thinks he's protecting her. And honestly, it reminds me so much of how EJ DeMera used to play this same game with Sammy back in the day. That whole, I'm dangerous and you'll get hurt manipulation disguised as self-sacrifice. Ariana's still young, still figuring out who she is after all the family trauma she's survived, and Liam's giving off major tortured bad boy energy, the kind that seems romantic, until you realize it's actually just emotional unavailability with better lighting. Here's my personal take on this. I think Liam is hiding something absolutely massive, something tied to his past that could genuinely drag Ariana into serious danger. Maybe a past enemy, maybe something he did that's going to come back around. But the problem is, and this is where I get frustrated, Ariana deserves someone who fights for her. She deserves someone who says, yeah, I have baggage, but I'm going to work through it with you. Not someone who pushes her away under the guise of protection. My prediction, she's going to wear him down. They're going to have one of those epic soap opera kisses where the music swells and everything feels possible. And then, boom, his secret explodes. His past catches up with him. Classic Days of Our Lives timing. That's always how it works. Right when you think things are getting good, everything combusts. For Elio and Javi, the heartbreak we didn't expect. All right? Let's talk about Leo Stark for a second, because honestly, my heart is actually breaking for this man. Leo sits down with Javi Hernandez and just pours his entire soul out. He's talking about wanting a reunion, declaring that Javi is the one he belongs with, being completely vulnerable, and Javi, he just shuts it down. Fussed, because he's already got a new boyfriend. Oh, that's rough. Here's the thing about Leo that people don't always understand. Yeah, he's been comic relief for years. The guy's hilarious. He's got amazing one-liners, and he's constantly scheming and causing chaos. But underneath all that sass and manipulation, there's a genuinely lonely guy who just wants to be loved and accepted for who he is. I'm talking about his whole messy history with Sonny and Will, the fake marriages, the blackmail schemes, the crazy obsessions. But underneath all of that, there were genuine feelings, real emotions. And every single time, those feelings got crushed. Every single time, Leo and Javi's whole dynamic reminds me of that pattern. And it's depressing. Leo's being authentic and honest for once in his life. And it's being rejected. Javi moving on so quickly feels cold to me. Like, okay, we get it, but where's the compassion? Here's what I think happens next. Leo doesn't stay heartbroken for long. That's not his style. He's going to pull some signature Leo stunt to try and win Javi back. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be messy. It's going to be inappropriate in about 7 different ways, but it's also going to show us that Leo, despite all his flaws, still believes in love. He still thinks it's worth fighting for. And honestly, I respect that about him. 5. The Lexi reveal. The earthquake. Okay. Buckle up, because we're about to discuss something that's going to reshape everything we thought we knew. Theo Carver shows up at Marlena Evans' office for therapy. Marlena, being the absolute legend she is, promises him complete confidentiality, doctor-patient privilege. Everything stays between them. And then Theo drops a bomb that's going to echo through the entire show. Lexi Carver is alive, and not in some mystical, she faked her death kind of way. No, she's alive because of some twisted experiment that E.J. DiMera conducted. This is E.J. we're talking about, the guy who's constantly preaching about family first, while literally playing mad scientist with people's lives. I'm sorry, what Lexi, Dr. Lexi Carver, Ape's soulmate, Theo's mother, the beloved character who died from a brain tumor back in 2012, the woman we attended a full funeral for, the character whose death shaped an entire family's trajectory for over a decade too, and she's been alive this whole time. But let's be real, this is days of our lives. DiMeras don't do death. Death is temporary. Death is just science that hasn't caught up yet. They do resurrection. They do secret laboratories. They do. I brought you back from the dead for my own purposes, villainy. Here's the psychological reality of this moment. This is going to absolutely destroy Theo emotionally. The man has been carrying grief for over 10 years. He's built his entire adult life around the absence of his mother. He's had to process that loss, move forward, create meaning from that tragedy. And now he finds out she was alive the whole time. That's not just surprising information. That's identity shattering. And Marlena's face in that promo, that's pure shock. And I get it. This woman has literally seen everything. Demonic possessions, multiple personalities, time travel, resurrection. But her best friend coming back from the grave via EJ's personal science experiment, that's next level chaos. Here's my theory about what EJ was thinking. This wasn't about love. This wasn't about family. This was about power. This was about control. This was about asserting dominance, about creating leverage, about proving that the DiMeras are above the laws of nature itself. Maybe he wanted to use Lexi for something. Maybe he was trying to prove his scientific genius. Or maybe, and this is the darker read, he was trying to manipulate the entire Carver family. But bringing Lexi back, that's a ripple effect that's going to spread through everyone. Abe's going to lose his mind. Kayla's going to have emotions about it. The entire Carver family tree is about to get shaken. And Marlena. She's absolutely going to confront EJ about this. She's going to demand answers. She's going to be furious. This is why we love this show. Legacy characters, resurrection storylines. The idea that no one is ever really gone, that's Days of Our Lives DNA right there. 6, Sophia and Kristen's Revenge Alliance. And finally, we've got the villainous team up that absolutely nobody saw coming but somehow makes perfect sense. Sophia Choi is secretly meeting with Kristen DiMera, and they're whispering about some mysterious plan. Sophia's saying she might need more resources. And Kristen's basically saying, I got you. I'll give you whatever you need. And what's the goal here? Destroying EJ DiMera. And they don't care if Johnny DiMera, EJ's own son, gets caught in the crossfire. They don't care if Holly Jonas gets destroyed. This is about taking down EJ. And everyone else is just collateral damage. Let me paint you the picture. Kristen DiMera has been gunning for EJ on and off for years. the baby switches, the kidnappings, the constant, I love you, I hate you, I'm gonna destroy you emotional roller coaster. This woman is a master of revenge. She's written the book on it, and Sophia bringing her into her plans, that's genius if you're Team Chaos. But here's what's interesting to me. EJ keeps preaching family values. Right, family is and always will be my priority. It's practically his catchphrase. But then what does he do? He conducts secret experiments on people. He brings someone back from the dead without consent. He's a hypocrite dressed up in designer suits,